Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome to another Korean movie review on That 70s Rock Fan. Please note that there will be spoilers ahead, but today we're talking about a movie from 2011. So, whilst there are spoilers here, it is a movie that has been out for some time, but it's taken me a little bit of a time to get to watch it, given how the current backlog I have of Korean shows and movies, including things like I'm watching right now, like The Fiery Priest 2, Gangnam B-Side, Light Shop. We have the upcoming Squid Game 2, and also Shinpin's North American release of his new movie Harbin coming up in the new year or later this year. So a lot of stuff I'm watching, but I thought last night, late on, that just to break up some of that, I'd go back and watch a movie that has been on my list for a long time and been meaning to watch it. And I'm so glad that I finally did, because it made a huge impact on me. This movie the English title of this movie is My Way. My Way, as I say, is a 2011 South Korean war film, which has got an epic scale and a very unique narrative, following two characters through various theaters of war in World War II. And it really is a tale of rivalry, survival, and redemption against the backdrop of some of the deadliest parts of World War II. The movie is written and directed by Kang Je-gyu, who is a fantastic writer and director, who also wrote and directed Shiri, fantastic 1999 South Korean action movie. Directed 2023, forgive me, excellent Road to Boston, which actually shares a real life character with the movie My Way in 1936 Olympic marathon winner Sun Ki-young. And also wrote and directed another fantastic war movie, Taegukgi, The Brotherhood of War, which starred Yang Dong-gun, who's also the star of My Way. The other star is Japanese actor Joe Origiri, who many will know, hopefully, from a fantastic television show called Midnight Diner, one of my favorite shows of all time, which can be seen on Netflix. But here we have Yang Dong-gun playing Kim Yun-shik, a Korean marathon runner, and Joe Odagiri plays Tatsuo Hasegawa, who is a childhood, I hesitate to call him friend, acquaintance. They were thrown together because of Japanese. The Japanese starts in 1928, Japanese occupation of Korea. Tatsuo's family are in Korea. Kim Yun-shik's family are working for them. The two kids are thrown together, but they share a common love of running and a rivalry in running. Hesitate to say they are friends, but there's certainly a connection between them. And that is one of the great things about the movie, is the relationship between the Kim and Tatsuo throughout the events that they're thrown into. If anything, it's the Tatsuo character has the major redemption arc in the movie. So, as I say, the movie starts in the 1928 era, and then works its way through to the start of the Second World War. There are political tensions and nationalistic plot lines in this because of the Japanese occupation of Korea and the Japanese involvement in multiple conflicts in the before and during the Second World War. So without again giving too many spoilers away, the two characters take part in an Olympic marathon trial, and the fallout from that is that Jun-shik is forcibly conscripted into the Japanese army, where he then encounters Tatsuo, who's a colonel, and they're both fighting for the Japanese in Manchuria against the Soviets, various battles, including the Soviet-Japanese border. And this is where a number of factors in the movie come in, such as the fantastic visceral battle scenes. So if you think Saving Private Ryan or other movies like that, there are some incredibly staged battles here, both in this Japanese-Soviet war, in the subsequent Soviet-German war scenes, and then in the Normandy invasion scenes. So visually, it's an epic movie with large-scale action sequences, possibly leading to it being one of the most expensive Korean movies ever made. So the visual scope is fantastic, and the lead actors' performances are incredible throughout. Very intense battle scenes, fully conveying for me the chaos and brutality of war, which is particularly important to the arc of the Tatsuo character, who begins as a fanatical servant of the empire in the battles against the Soviets, with a very brutal treatment of the conscripts under him. Something which he then and Kim Yun-shik, who seem to be bound together throughout these events, share. Something that is brought home to Tatsuo when he's forcibly conscripted into the Soviet army after being captured, after serving time in a Soviet labor camp. He begins to realize that the very actions that are being done to him was what he was doing to others. So the start of the redemption arc. So their paths cross forcibly, and eventually forces them to come to terms with their lifelong relationship through this battle of survival and the indifference and brutality of war. So that lens of personal relationships is used to highlight the brutality of the battles. It's strains and strengthens relationships. The film, funnily enough, is loosely based on what was supposedly a true story of a guy called Yang Kyung-yong, a Korean conscript who, according to the legend, and it is just a legend, I believe, fought for 3 different armies during World War II, the Japanese, the Soviet, and German forces. So there is a lot of debate about the reality of whether that happened or not, although there have been interviews and discussions over the years which showed that there were Koreans and other Asian soldiers fighting for the Germans in Normandy. So I don't really want to get into the debate about whether the story is true or not, but it's certainly a unique narrative perspective to hang a movie on. So the 2 characters end up, as I say, going from fighting for the Japanese to fighting for the Soviets against the Germans, then being captured again by the Germans, and eventually leading them to participating in the defensive preparations in Normandy for the D-Day landings. This Japanese and Korean characters caught up in these global events. And it leads to some very interesting and dramatic scenes later on as the 2 grow closer together and realize that they actually always had a bond, and it was the political and other pressures of war that drove them to behave in certain ways. So without going too much into that, I don't want to give too many spoilers away. So there's a lot of discourse on, the international and historical themes, some of the lesser known aspects of and battles of World War II, the plight of the Korean conscripts under Japanese rule, and just epic storytelling in general here, but also the redemption arc of Tetsuo and the relationship of the 2 characters, which becomes extremely emotional towards the end of the movie. So for me, I enjoyed it thoroughly and immensely. Unfortunately, the movie did fail at the box office for various reasons, but it has since become highly regarded. And it's a significant film, I think, in Korean cinema. A great blend of historical drama and war epic, which ends up with a compelling tale of human survival and bonding, brotherhood, endurance, national identity, randomness of fate in wartime. And I think it's a great testament to the director and writer and the Korean filmmakers in general, telling these stories that resonate on a global scale. So great movie, My Way, 2011 Korean war movie. If you get an opportunity, please watch it. Let me know what you think. So thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it very much. There was, as I say, a lot of Korean content I'm working on right now. Things I'm watching, things that are coming up. So look out for more of those on the channel. If you don't enjoy it, leave a like and a comment. Do all those great things like subscribe that they tell us to ask you to do. But I do appreciate you sticking with this video and watching it so far. So till next time, 안녕히 계세요.